Okay, let's begin, guys. Okay, we listened to it for the second time. So, questions. Listen for main ideas. Number one, please read number one. Who would like to? This is quite difficult. If anyone gets the right answer here, I'll give you $1 million. Yes?
Group of women heard of everyone.
That's a start. It's a start, yes.
This is woman, let's call it woman B, was inspired by another specific woman, call it A, poem about how that just doing something that doesn't sort of resemble how active she is.
Okay. Yes.
You understand anything?
Yeah, like from my thing.
You understand anything?
Yeah, I understood.
No, you didn't.
I did it.
Okay.
Because you know that.
So basically,
there's no relationship with the answer.
there was a poem. Okay, the name of the poem was Warning. That's the name of the poem. The woman who wrote the poem was Sue Ellen something. Sue Ellen Cooper. In the poem, she said that, you know, she's getting older and she wants to feel free. So she wants to be able to do anything she wants, like put on a red hat and purple clothes and just go out and celebrate life. That's the idea. Okay? That's number one. Celebrating life.
That's the purpose. Specific woman B was called, it's called Cooper, but the woman who wrote the poem was...
Oh yes, you're right. Sue Ellen Cooper started it.
Yeah.
She started the organization, or the chapters.
From what I heard is a woman bought 7 hats. She wore one and gave her friends.
She gave her friends a hat.
Yeah,
No, that's how it began. That's how it was created.
Okay.
That's about the poem.
Well, that's where it started. The poem is where she got the idea.
The poem says that she wears red hat.
Yeah, that's what she got the idea from the poem.
We want to hear the poem.
What about the poem?
We want to hear it.
Okay, here it goes. I wore 7 yellow hats when I was young. They were so old they turned purple. There you go. Okay, number 2. How do the participants feel about the Red Hat Society? Very simple. I'm in.
Happy.
How is this person?
Yes. They love the society. Yeah, they completely understand it and they're glad to be part of it. Okay? So they love it. Yes. What do the Red Hatters' clothes symbolize?
I'll notice that red hats, glasses, and
Or what do they symbolize? What do they mean? Why do they wear these crazy clothes? Yes.
So they're not invisible.
Right. Okay, the big one is they don't want to be invisible.
Also,
Okay.
They want to be visible.
They want to be visible, yes. Yeah, the opposite. That's good. No problem. Yeah, basically the idea is they're over 50, they're not young and beautiful anymore, and yet they want to feel that their life has value. Okay, their children are no longer at home, so they're away from the children. So is their life over? They want to say that their life is not over. That's the idea. Okay, number 1, the red. Oh, who has to read number 1? Details. Yes, Al-Sultan.
The Red Hatters are riding on a wagon.
That is correct. Wagon. Mahmoud, number 2.
Red Hatter Society member wear purple clothes.
You got it. Purple clothes. 3. Abdul Wahab.
The women are throwing candy and to the ships.
Not candy.
Flowers.
Yes.
Candy. I said candy.
They said candy.
I said candy. I'm
Candy.
why would they throw flowers from kids?
Candy. I'm sorry.
Wait a second. Oh, I'm wrong. 3B, you're right. Candy. In 4, yes.
The Red Hat Society takes its name from a poem written in 1961.
Right, 1961. Okay, yes, go.
5. When women this age were younger, they usually dedicated their lives to their children.
Right. I'm in.
there are now over 3,500 chapters of the Red Hat Society.
3,000?
3,500.
3,500 or 3,500, yes. Almer?
Red Hatters believe in solidarity.
Good, solidarity. Good job. And 8, please. Muntader.
The woman do not use feeling anger.
Jealousy. They say we don't get jealous anymore. It's obvious.
Yeah, I thought it was jealousy too.
I heard the word of course it's jealousy. So obvious that
So it's jealousy.
Jealousy. Oh, I got 8C. They don't report for any fear.
Read it again.
you misunderstood the question. They talked about jealousy and anger, but not fear. That's what I'm talking about.
They don't feel just about each other. That's what it says.
It's jealousy.
They talk about fear from the society.
Yeah, the big issue is, the small issue is that we don't feel jealousy and we don't feel any resentment, bitterness with our friends, but the big issue is fear of getting old.
They said jealousy.
I know they did, you're right. But the big issue was fear of getting old.
That question.
Mention something of
Okay, we'll read it again later. We don't have time now.
So
It's a move.
So
It's C. It's C. Okay? Okay, make inferences. Make inferences. Here we go.
Page 88. Listen for. Page 88. Listen for detail. Page 89. Make inferences. Excerpt 1.
Well, today's ensemble, I have on a purple Angolan shift with stars on it.
That's it.
Playful.
Okay, so she's laughing and she's saying, in today's ensemble, I have a purple shift with stars on it. Her tone of voice is
Playful.
playful and
informative.
Humorous?
humorous. Okay, she's laughing. She's having fun. Okay, so tone, humorous, and playful.
But she's not joking. Humorous is joking.
No, it doesn't have to be. Humorous just means that she's laughing, she's smiling, she finds it interesting and funny. That's all. So basically, she's laughing at herself. Look at these ridiculous clothes I'm wearing. I look like a clown, but I'm having fun. That's what she says.
So, she agrees with the statement.
Agrees with it? What do you mean?
I feel embarrassed.
No. I feel embarrassed wearing the color.
No,
It's
She disagrees.
Yes, she said that if she wears it alone, she would feel embarrassed, but with the group, she's not.
Yes, in this society, she
Is she alone when she says that?
No.
Yes, with the interview, she was alone.
Good try. Okay, so number 1, number 2, D. Okay, now we're at excerpt 2. Let's continue.
Excerpt 2.
The society takes its name from a 1961 poem by Englishwoman Jenny Joseph called Warning. It begins, "When I am an old woman, I shall wear purple with a red hat which doesn't go and doesn't suit me." The narrative goes on to talk about learning to spit and spending her pension on satin sandals and generally enjoying herself. The society's founder, Californian Sue Ellen Cooper, says it's a message women 50 and older instantly understand.
Informative.
Informative and serious.
What emphatic?
Huh?
Emphatic.
Emphatic? No, not
What
emphatic.
is humorous?
Emphatic means very forceful. I want you to truly understand. Okay? So informative and serious. And number 2, you can't generalize about seniors.
Agree.
Agree.
What about thoughtful?
Thoughtful. No, not thoughtful. Thoughtful means like I'm kind and very generous and all that. That's thoughtful. Okay? They all feel differently about aging. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
You can't generalize about seniors.
Agree.
No.
agree. Of course, it's
Disagree.
Disagree.
Why? Disagree. Well, if you agree with, basically, are all seniors the same? Are all you guys the same?
No.
Right, so if I generalize and say, all of you guys are this way. You say, no, we're not. That's agreeing. So
No, they say that we're all alike in this perspective on this idea or this thing.
So can we all say that, like Abdulaziz, you're all super duper argumentative?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would disagree. So number 4 is D. Sorry, number 2 is D. Excerpt 2. Okay? Okay, number 3, tone of voice, and I regret.
Excerpt 3.
My particular generation and those older pretty much did put their family ahead of everything, and there's no bitterness about it. It's just we all kind of look at each other and we know that we supported and upheld and etc. And it's kind of fun to just say, now let's see, what was it I wanted to do?
Thoughtful and also concerned.
Worried.
No, she's not worried.
She's not worried.
She's not worried.
Is she humorous?
No.
Is she serious?
Yes.
Yes. Serious is one of them again. Is she trying to make a point about that she feels no resentments?
No.
She's not making a point?
Yes.
Right. If she's making a point, she is emphatic. Right. She's making a strong point about not feeling resentful or feeling a certain way. Okay? So,
That she did not emphasize anything.
when we get to the word thoughtful, you'll see what thoughtful means.
Concerned.
Number one.
Concerned.
Concerned? No concern. Yeah, all those words we don't necessarily use. They're there to confuse you. Number two, I regret that I spent so much time with my family. Agree? Disagree. Okay. All right, last time, excerpt 4.
Excerpt 4.
I don't like to come out of my home with my neighbors seeing me in purple and a huge red hat. But when I get with the girls and put the hat on, it's a whole different story.
Now that we
One more explanation. The same woman as
Yeah, I don't think it's a very clear example of thoughtful. The answer in the book is thoughtful.
seeing her in this purple.
That's true, but that would be more like embarrassed or ashamed. Yeah? Okay, number two, I feel more comfortable in a group of similar people. Agree. Okay. We're going to jump over to listening to, guys, because time is flying. Okay, so before we do listening to, let's look at this together, okay? So listening to is on vinegar. What is vinegar?
It's
salt and vinegar.
No.
Thank you, good answer. Good answer.
Vinegar is some kind of an acid that we eat.
That's correct. It is an acid that is usually clear, and you put it on your salad, for example. Yeah.
Something famous that we put vinegar is called Galili.
And if you leave a wine for a long time, it turns into vinegar. That's correct. Okay? Okay, guys, before we do the listening, take a minute. Read number 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, please. Okay?
I like that.
Well, that's that.
And we'll listen to it 2 times. If you want to read the script 1 time, go ahead.
I will listen to this one.
Okay. It's your choice.
Why did he say that these gals scare him to death?
You can think of that in many different ways. Up to you. It's up to you. Okay, here we go, guys. Listening to.
Listening to. On vinegar and living to the ripe old age of 115. Page 91.
This is Day to Day from NPR News. I'm Ellen Gray.
And I'm Alex Chadwick. We're a little late with this next item, an obituary for a woman who died over the weekend. Susie Potts Gibson is someone to know about anyway, because she had achieved a couple of distinctions. First, she lived to the age of 115, one of the oldest people in the world. And second, she apparently lived not just a long life, but a remarkably happy one as well. Her granddaughter, Nancy Pates, is on the phone from her office in Huntsville, Alabama. Ms. Pates, welcome to Day to Day.
Thank you.
Your grandmother, Susie Potts Gibson, she was born in Mississippi. She lived in Sheffield, Alabama, in the same house for 80 years, I read, in an obituary in the LA Times. What did she think about being 115 years old?
You know, she was very proud of it. She often referred to herself as one of the oldest people in the world, and she would constantly say, okay, so am I still one of the oldest people in the world? So that was kind of exciting for her, I think.
She had a secret of longevity?
If you ask her what her secret was, she would tell you that it was probably three things. One, she lived for her pickles. She ate lots and lots of pickles.
Pickles. Okay, pickles is one.
And vinegar.
Vinegar.
We kept, every time we visited, we had to go and buy big jars of vinegar and big jars of pickles.
How did she take her vinegar?
Well, she put it on everything. I don't think she ever just drank it, but she certainly drank the pickle juice.
She did?
Oh, yes. Yes, she soaked her feet in it. She put it on any parts of her body that hurt. Her end-all, be-all.
All right, pickles, vinegar, and number 3.
And number 3 was she didn't take medicine unless she absolutely had to until the last few years when she really was getting hold of her mind. They made her take some of the medicine that she needed in the nursing home. But she was the kind that would never take an aspirin for a headache. She knew to go away. You couldn't fix it for you.
She lived alone to the age of 106 and then moved into some sort of assisted living facility there, I read. Weren't you all a little anxious about having your grandmother living on her own independently at an age over 100?
Yes, especially since she was so far away. But she's always been a very strong woman and a very stubborn woman. And she would not even allow the conversation to be held. And in fact, when it came time for her to move, she called on the phone and she said, okay, the time has come. I've sold my house. I've got me a room. Come move me.
She took care of all the arrangements herself?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. There was never anything wrong with her mind or her physical abilities.
Nancy Bates mourning, but mainly remembering her grandmother, Susie Potts Gibson, who died this last weekend in Alabama at the age of 115. Nancy Bates, thank you, and our sympathies to you.
Thank you very much.
Awesome story.
How long?
What's that? Yeah, that was awesome. So how did she live to be 115? She did drink vinegar.
She drank orange
Did
juice.
she drink vinegar?
No, she ate
No.
she ate everything.
She put it on her feet. Maybe shampooed her hair.
She drank the pickle.
Oh, she drank the pickle juice.
Yeah,
Yes.
what's the pickle?
Huh?
You know pickle?
Meat. It's vinegar.
Cucumber. Yeah. Cucumber that is in vinegar, it pickles.
But isn't pickle juice vinegar? Isn't pickle juice vinegar?
Pickle juice has vinegar in it, but it's not pure vinegar. It's not pure. It's a difference. It has vinegar as an ingredient. Yes.
Bacon.
Bacon?
There's similar meat, thin meat inside the burger.
Pickles.
Pickles?
Yeah.
Yeah, pickles. Yeah, pickled is a process. Pickled is when you put a different kind of vegetable, for example, in a vinegar liquid, and it changes. What happens to it? Yeah, it basically becomes
Or acid.
yeah, basically you can keep it for a long time. You can keep it for years.
50 years.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty, that's great.
That's pickled. So if you are pickled, how do you feel?
Everyone was pickled 9 years.
That's right. That's one way of longevity. When you die, pickle yourself, and then when they find the solution to immortality, they will unpickle you. Okay, take a moment, guys, and check your answers first with your neighbor, please. You want to hear it again? Guys, you want to hear it again? I'll ask you in a minute.
Alabama, please, Alabama. Alabama.
Soak, that means to keep something in water for a period of time. So your feet, soak clothing for laundry.
Healthy, stubborn,
Okay. Stubborn. Stubborn means that I won't change.
Thick-headed.
Yeah, pig-headed is another word. So thick. Thick-headed? No, pig-headed actually. P-I-G. Pig-headed. Pig-headed means that you refuse to change your ways. Yeah, you pig-headed person. That's what pig-headed means.
What does thick-headed mean?
Thick-headed means that you're kind of you're not able to understand, not able to see the truth or whatever.
Nothing gets you a thick skull.
Yes, you're thick. If you're thick, that means you're kind of stupid. A little bit. Okay, number one. Who would like to read number one? Go ahead.
Mr. Gibson was born in
Mr. Gibson or Ms.? Ms. Gibson.
So she was never married.
Right. Was she never married? That was her daughter.
They said yes.
I know, but that's a sign of respect. Her
She might be another not from her husband.
She had to be married.
No,
She
not a
had a
husband.
daughter.
Not a
Maybe she adopted her.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe she adopted all her children.
Yeah.
Number two. So number 1A. Karen.
Susie reports Gibson had 3 secrets to longevity.
Good job. 2B. Al-Sultan.
She drank a lot of beetle juice.
Right. 3A. Mahdi.
She sold her feet in vinegar.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
You said that.
You said that 5 seconds.
No, I didn't.
Even the same
No, his answers are wrong. Yeah, the answers in the book. I have the answer sheet right here. The answers are wrong. It is. You're right. It is vinegar. Okay.
What they say?
Okay. 4C. They say pickle juice. It's pickle juice. 4C is correct. Okay. Hassan.
She rarely took medicine.
Right. 5A. Mustafa.
When she was 106, Susie Potts Gibson moved into an assisted living facility.
That's correct. 6A and Abdul Wahab.
According to the interview, Miss Gibson was peace, healthy, strong fun, and
Right. Stubborn. Okay, and independent. Okay. Who wants to listen to that one more time?
We finished the question.
So that's
We want to hear it one more time.
Yeah, to practice our.
Yeah, it's a good little listening exercise.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not too long. Let's listen to it again and then we'll go to the
No
speaking.
problem.
No, it's short.
3B, speaking. 2B, listening to. On vinegar and living to the ripe old age of 115, age 91.
This is Day to Day from NPR News. I'm Ellen Grant.
And I'm Alex Chadwick. We're a little late with this next item, an obituary for a woman who died over the weekend, Susie Potts World. And second, she apparently lived not just a long life, but a remarkably happy one as well. Her granddaughter, Nancy Pates, is on the phone from her office in Huntsville, Alabama. Ms. Pates, welcome to Day to Day.
Thank you.
Your grandmother, Susie Potts Gibson, she was born in Mississippi. She lived in Sheffield, Alabama, in the same house for 80 years. I read in the obituary in the LA Times. What did she think about being 115 years old?
You know, she was very proud of it. She often referred to herself as one of the oldest people in the world, and she would constantly say, okay, so am I still one of the oldest people in the world? So that was kind of exciting for her, I think.
Yeah, she constantly told her family that she was the oldest person in the world. And she asked them all the time, am I still the oldest? Am I still the oldest?
What a smart question.
Man, when you're 150, you tell me.
She had a secret of longevity?
If you asked her what her secret was, she would tell you that it was probably 3 things. One, she lived for her pickles. She ate lots and lots of pickles.
Okay, pickles is one.
And vinegar.
Vinegar.
We kept, every time we visited I buy big jars of vinegar and big jars of pickles.
How did she take her vinegar?
Why she put it on everything? I don't think she ever just drank it, but she certainly drank the pickle juice.
She did?
Oh, yeah, she put it, she put it on any parts of her body that hurt. That was her end-all, be-all.
All right, pickles, vinegar, and number 3.
And number 3 was she didn't take medicine unless she absolutely had to until the last few years when she really wasn't getting old in her mind. They made her take some of the medicine that she needed in the nursing home. But she was the kind that would never take an aspirin for a headache. She figured it'd go away. It couldn't be good for you.
She lived alone to the age of 106 and then moved into some sort of assisted living facility there, I read it. Are you all a little anxious about having your grandmother living on her own independently at an age over 100?
Yes, especially since she was so far away. But she's always been a very strong woman and a very stubborn woman. And she would not even allow the conversation to be held. And in fact, when it came time for her to move, she called us on the phone and she said, okay, the time has come, I've sold my house, I've got your room, come move me.
She took care of all the arrangements herself?
Oh yes. Oh yes, there was never anything wrong with her mind or her physical abilities.
Nancy Bates mourning, but mainly remembering her grandmother, Susie Potts Gibson, who died over this last weekend in Alabama at age 115. Nancy Bates, thank you, and our sympathies to you.
Thank you very much.
So how many people would like to live a life that long, physically fit, mentally fit? Yeah, a lot of people do, yeah.
I would
Yeah, she lived alone until she was how old? 106. So she lived in the assisted care living facility for how many years?
14 years.
9 years. 9 years.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can the longevity linked to practice?
Is longevity linked to
Linked to practice?
lead to what?
Practice.
Perfection?
Practice.
Does longevity lead to perfection? I don't know what that means.
So are we going to be perfect?
Oh, I live so long, I want to everything to be perfect.
So basically you're saying that as the years pass, you'll live longer and you'll become more perfect? Well, it depends what you mean. Because physically we always get less perfect.
No, your actions.
No, my actions.
Your actions, your behavior? Well, I would say that there's no such thing as perfection, but as you get older, you will become more experienced, so you will get wiser. So if you could think of perfection as wisdom, then it's true. It's true. Okay? So we're going to move on now to, yes? Sure, go ahead. To the speaking guides. Okay? So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to put you into 3 groups, A, B, and C. We have 20 minutes. 20 minutes. We have time. A, B, and C. A, prepare. B, prepare. C, prepare. And then I'll change you. A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C.
For what?
Prepare the question. Prepare some comments. So only A. Yeah, B and C will change you again.
A1, B2.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to give you a letter A, B, and C, okay? A. Tadam?
B, C, A, B, C, A,
B,
C, A, B, C, A, B, C,
A.
B.
Good. Okay, A over here, B and C over here. So what I want you to do in your group now is to brainstorm. Think of all the ideas that you can for A, B, and C from your page in your book.